What's going on, Nerd Army guys, and welcome to the newest episode of Nerdy Movie Night. Tonight, guys, we will be doing a review for X2, X-Men United. This is the sequel to the widely popular X-Men movie that was done by Bryan Singer, and yes, Bryan Singer does return for this film. This is one of the best sequels I've ever seen. Now, most sequels always miss the mark when they're trying to compare to an amazing first movie. This one doesn't do that. This one actually surpasses the original movie. Character development, character growth, just the casting and everything still so strong, so amazing from the first film. And we really get that camaraderie and that teamwork that we got in the first movie really expanded here. Now, in this film, we do explore a few different things. We really get to go deeper into Wolverine's backstory and find out all about him when we meet Colonel William Stryker. Now, William Stryker is the man that was responsible for Weapon X. He is the guy that knows all about adamantium and knows how to manipulate adamantium. And he proves it by, he did experiment on Wolverine, and he also experimented on his assistant, which happens to be a version of Lady Deathstrike with adamantium fingertip claws. There's a pretty cool fight scene between her and Wolverine that I really did enjoy, and ultimately she does get jacked up and stabbed with an adamantium squirting gun and gets full of adamantium and sinks to the bottom of the water, but yeah, it happens. We also learn a lot more about Jean Grey in this film, and we get to see her powers start to kind of get out of her control, and her telepathy and her telekinesis just really starts to overwhelm her and just go off on its own, and she can't control the telepathy and just hears everybody. And we really get to see this when they're all at the museum at the first part of the movie. If you do know about the comics, you know that Jean Grey actually does become the Phoenix, and Dark Phoenix, which isn't what this movie's about, but we really get to see her power start to grow and start to expand, which technically what's happening in the movie universe is the fact that her mental blocks that Professor X had laid down to prevent the Phoenix from taking over and this crazy Omega level mutant power coming out are starting to fade away. And in doing so, with them fading away, it's actually leading to the Phoenix being able to take control. So by the end of this film, we do get a slight glimpse at the Phoenix when we see Jean command everyone and not allow Nightcrawler to teleport, closing the jet herself, making the jet take off, controlling everything while holding back this huge wave of water from the dam that just broke. And you just start to see her glow with fire and the eyes glow. You just know Phoenix is happening. And I'm just like, oh man. And then at the very end of the movie, when Professor X is really giving his little monologue about how human evolution jumps forward, you see the Phoenix spread out in the water. And it was just such an awesome thought. When I saw this movie, and I love this movie so much, I was like, yes, the next one's going to be so awesome.
It wasn't.
But I went out of here and into this movie excited, left this movie 10 times more excited, and was let down in this next movie. But we'll get to that next time. In this film, the X-Men have to team up with Magneto and Mystique to infiltrate Stryker's base, where he actually had created Weapon X and created Logan. So when we get to see them work together, they break in and they go in there to save the children that Stryker had taken. So there's a huge, awesome scene that everyone remembers from this movie, and that's when Stryker's men are invading the school, invading the Xavier Institute. And that was the one line from the first movie that Charles said that really stuck with me. So aren't you afraid that someone's going to come there at night and just take those kids, take your children? And he's like, no, I feel really bad for the dumb fool that shows up and trying to mess with kids at that school. And so, I mean, and that mentality really pulls through the first part when this whole invasion of the school's going on. Everyone's getting taken. They're capturing children. They're just catching every mutant they can, holding them in cells, and they're ultimately going to kill the freaking children. Because Stryker has such a hatred for mutants, it is beyond belief. He has a son, Jason, who is a mutant. And Jason's mutant ability is he can project anything he wants into your mind. So he can make you think you're saving a damsel in distress in medieval England, if that's what he wants. So ultimately, Stryker has such a hatred for him, he manipulates his son and uses his brainstem fluid to create a mind control substance that he uses on Nightcrawler and a few other mutants throughout the movie, including Magneto, to find everything he can about Cerebro, which Magneto helped Xavier build. Now, Cerebro, he wants to ultimately use Cerebro and Xavier to contact every single mind in the world of every single mutant and kill them. And Xavier can do that by focusing hard enough. He can actually kill anyone. And then the tables are twisted when Magneto and Mystique get up in there, and Mystique tells him, as Stryker tells Jason, to have him kill all the humans. So all the humans start dying. Bunch of crazy crap is going down in here. Terrorist attack to every single mind on the planet. This is some crazy shit. But then ultimately that like tearjerker speech at the end where you actually get to see after Jean has sacrificed herself to save everyone else and everyone thinks she's dead, Cyclops is bowed in freaking tears the whole time. And they're talking to the president, explaining that you need to make the right decision here. You need to join the correct side because this right here, this speech you're giving could change everything. So guys, all in all, X2 is an amazing film. I really, really did like it. Like I said, I liked it better than the original. But that's my opinion. You guys might like the original better. Let me know. Now, that tearjerker scene gets me every time. I'm not going to lie. You get so connected to these characters. That's why I say the character development in this film is so much better than the first one, because it really does give you more time to get to know these characters on such a deep, meaningful level that you really do start to feel for these characters. And when Jean died, I'm not going to lie, I hurt a little bit. It really did hurt. I know that crazy bitch is coming back as a Phoenix, but it still hurt. It still hurt, man. So guys, at the end of the day, I am going to give this movie an A+ for me. I love this one so much more than the first, and it really does feel like a true sequel that really is what we needed for a superhero sequel on such a big, epic movie like X-Men. So with that movie coming out, X2 came out, and it just blew it out of the water. I loved it so much. Let me know, guys, what you guys think about X2, X-Men United, down in the comments down below. And I will be working on the rest of the X-Men movies as soon as I can, guys. Did get the first 2 ones done, so after that I will be focusing on the rest of them. So guys, let me know what you guys thought about this review down in the comments down below, and make sure you guys hit that like, thumbs up button, and if you would be so kind, make sure you subscribe as well to keep up with me and all the other videos I do every week, guys. I'm Andrew. You have been watching Nerdsmerized. All right, guys.